Hello viewers, welcome to my channel. Today we will discuss some numerical problem on the topic units and measurement. So here is the first problem. The problem is the oscillation period of a gas bubble underwater is T is equal to P to the power A, D to the power B, E to the power C, where P is the pressure, D is the density and E is the energy of the bubble. So you have to find out the value of A, B and C. Okay, so here we have the expression T is equal to P to the power A, D to the power B, E to the power C. According to the problem, we have the oscillation period of the gas bubble is dependent on pressure, density and energy. Okay, so before going to solve this problem, we should know what is the dimension of pressure, density and energy. Okay, in our previous video we have already discussed how to find out the dimension of a physical quantity. Okay, so let's see what is the dimension of pressure. So this is the pressure, and pressure is defined as the force per unit area. Okay, so that means P is equal to F by A, and already you have know what is the dimension of pressure. The dimension of pressure is m to the power 1, l to the power 1, t to the power minus 2, and dimension of area is l to the power 2. Okay, so after simplification, you can find out the dimension of pressure like this: m to the power 1, l to the power minus 1 and t to the power minus 2. Okay, so this is the dimension of pressure. Now let's see what is the dimension of density. So what is density? Density is defined as the mass per unit volume. Okay, so D is equal to m by P. So dimension of m is equal to what? M to the power 1, and the dimension of volume is equal to L to the power 3. So after simplification, you will get the dimension of density as m to the power 0, L to the power minus 3 and t to the power 0. So this is the dimension of density. And another quantity is here, energy. So what is the dimension of energy? Dimension of energy E is equal to m to the power 1, L to the power 2, t to the power minus 2. Okay, so now we know what are the dimension of pressure, density and energy. Okay, so now we have to substitute this dimension for pressure, density and energy in the expression T equal to P to the power A, D to the power B and E to the power C. Okay, so let's see what happened. So substituting the dimensions of each term on both sides of the equation, T equal to P to the power A, D to the power B and E to the power C, we will get T. So dimension of T is T. Okay, so here this is the dimension of what? Pressure. This is the dimension of density and this is the dimension of energy. Okay, so after simplification, you can here see that in each and every term here is m is there. Okay, so after simplification you will get the dimension of T. Okay, so dimension of T you can write in this form, because the dimension of a physical quantity can be written in terms of mass, then length and then time. Okay, we have discussed about this in our previous video. Okay, so dimension of T can be written like this. Okay, and in the right side here, in each and every term m is here. Okay, so if you take m as common, then you can write you can add the power of m from each and every term. Okay, so for in the first term, here the dimension of pressure m to the power 1, and the power of the dimension is here a. And similarly for second term, m, here is also m, but the power is b, and for third term the power is c. Okay, so if you take m common, then you can write the power as m to the power a plus b plus c. Okay, and similarly for the term L also, you can write the power as L to the power minus a minus 3b plus twice c. And similarly for the term T, you can write the power as minus twice a minus twice c. Okay, so this is after simplification you will get this m to the power 0, L to the power 0 to the power 1 is equal to m to the power a plus b plus c, L to the power minus a minus thrice b plus twice c, and t to the power minus twice a minus twice c. Okay, so here you see in the left hand side, here m to the power 0, L to the power 0, and t to the power 1, and in the left hand side here m to the power a plus b plus c, L to the power a to the power L to the power minus a minus thrice b plus twice c, and t to the power minus twice a minus twice c. So therefore you can equate the same you can equate the same term on the both side. Okay, so in the left hand side here m to the power 0, okay, and in the right hand side you have got m to the power a plus b plus c. Okay, so therefore in the both side you can equate the power of the quantity m is as 0 equal to a plus b plus c. Okay, so this is for the term m. Okay, so that means what? For the term m, the power can be equate to 0. Okay, so similarly for the term L, the power can be equate as minus a minus thrice b plus twice c is equal to here 0, because in the left hand side the power of L is equal to 0. Okay, so therefore you can equate like this. Similarly for the term T, you can equate twice minus twice a minus twice c is equal to 1. Okay, because in the left hand side the power over t is 1, therefore you can equate like this. Okay, so let's see, comparing the both side we get a plus b plus c is equal to 0, minus a minus thrice b plus twice c is equal to 0, and minus twice a minus twice c is equal to 0, or after simplification you can write this a plus c is equal to minus half. Okay, now see here in equation number 1, this is a plus b plus c is equal to 0, and in equation number 3 this is a plus c is equal to minus half. Okay, so therefore here a plus b plus c is equal to 0. If you put a plus c is equal to minus half, then what happened? C is equal to, then c is equal to from 1 and 3, you will get b is equal to half. Okay, that means that how you can you will get this. Here a plus b plus c is equal to 0 and a plus c is equal to minus half. If you put a plus c is equal to minus half plus b is equal to 0, then you will get b is equal to plus half. Okay, so from this equation 1 and this equation 3, with the help of this equation 1 and 3, you will get b is equal to half. Okay, so one term b is equal to half is find out. Then we have to find out next the value for a and c. So from 2 and c, the equation 2 and c 3, with the help of this equation 2 and 3, after simplification you will get c is equal to half and then a is equal to minus 5, a is equal to 5 by 6. Okay, so this is after simplification or putting the value of a plus c is equal to minus half to the equation number 1, you will get b is equal to half, and then putting a plus c is equal to minus half in equation 2, you will get c is equal to 1 by 3. Okay, then after putting b equal to half and c equal to 1 by 3 equal to half and c equal to 1 by 3 in equation number a plus b plus c, you will get a is equal to 5 by 6. Okay, this is after simplification. So therefore you will get the value as a is equal to 5 by 6, b is equal to 1 by 2 and c is equal to 1 by 3. So this is the required result that we have to find out. Okay, so let's see the second problem. The second problem is in the expression p is equal to e l square m to the power minus 5 g to the power minus 2, where e, m, l and g are energy, mass, angular momentum and gravitational constant respectively. So that p is a dimensionless quantity. So here you have to find out whether p has any dimension or not. Okay, so let's start the solution. The given expression is here p is equal to e to the power l square, e l to the power square, m to the power minus 5, g to the power minus 2. Okay, so here also first you should know what is the dimension of energy, what is the dimension of L, that is angular momentum, and what is the dimension of gravitational constant G. Okay, so first see what is the dimension of E. Already we know the dimension of E is equal to m to the power 1, l to the power 2, t to the power minus 2. Okay, now dimension of L is the angular momentum. It is given as m to the power 1, l to the power 2, t to the power minus 1. So now how the dimension of angular momentum can we find out? So the expression for angular momentum L is equal to mvr. Okay, so from this expression you can find out the dimension as ml t to the power minus 1 and L, and then finally you will get ml to the power 2 t to the power minus 1. So this is the dimension of angular momentum. Then after this the dimension of m is m to the power 1, and finally you should know what is the dimension of gravitational constant. So what is the gravitational constant? We can discuss about this on the topic gravitation. When we discuss about gravitation, we can discuss what is the gravitational constant. Okay, so for time being you should know the what is the dimension of gravitational constant. Okay, so let's see how the dimension of G can be calculated. This is the expression for gravitational force. Okay, so gravitational force can be defined as the product of two mass, the ratio of product of two mass to the square of between the two masses. Okay, that means F is equal to G into m1 m2 divided by r square. Okay, so after simplification you will get G is equal to F r square divided by m1 m2. F is the force, r is the distance, and m is the mass. So putting the dimension of F as m l t to the power minus 2 and dimension of r, that means r is a length, basically r is the length, so you have to put the dimension of length l square. Okay, and then dimension of mass. Here we have product of two masses, therefore you will get m to the power 2, and after simplification finally you will get the dimension of G as m to the power minus 1, l to the power 3, t to the power minus 2. Okay, so these are the dimension of L and gravitational constant G. Okay, so now you have to substitute the dimension of each term in the given expression. Okay, and the given expression is P is equal to E into L square m to the power minus 5 G to the power minus 2. So after substituting the dimension of each and every term, we will get P is equal to this, like this. Here this is the dimension of E, this is the dimension of L, this is dimension of M, this is dimension of G. Okay, so here also you can take common M as m to the power 1 plus 2 minus 5 plus 2, then L to the power 2 plus 4 minus 6, and then T to the power minus 2, then minus 2 plus 4. Okay, and after simplification you will get m to the power 0, L to the power 0, T to the power 0. So this expression P is equal to m to the power 0, L to the power 0, T to the power 0 means P has no dimension, because something to the power 0 gives you 1. 1 is a number, it has no unit associated with this, it is simply a number. Okay, so there, that means what? P is a number. After the simplification of the dimension, or you can say after the dimensional analysis of this expression, you will get P as a pure number. Okay, so that means what? We can say P is a dimensional quantity, and this has to prove according to your given problem. Okay, so this is the two more important problem we have discussed. Thank you for watching. In our upcoming videos we will try to solve few more numerical problems based on units and dimension. Okay, thank you.